What is the meaning of the verb do with used only in the infinitive form?
When you say that one thing has something to do with another. You mean there is a connection between the two. I'm not sure what this part does, but I think it must have something to do with the transmission.
What is the meaning of the verb catch up with?
When you move faster and reach the same level or place as people who had been. Moving faster or doing better than you were, you catch up or catch up with them. Pepsi has caught up with Coca-Cola in some markets.
What is the meaning of the verb go with?
When you choose someone or something from a group, you go with your choice. That gray suit was nice, but I think I'm going to go with the black one.
What is the meaning of the verb leave off?
When you interrupt something that you intend to finish later, you leave off at the point where you stop. Okay class, we left off on page 92 last week, so open your books to page 93.
What is the meaning of the verb break off?
When you break off relations or contact with someone. You decide to end relations or contact with that person. I was so angry at my in-laws that I broke off all contact with them.
What is the meaning of the verb go away, to?
When you leave your home and live temporarily at another place, such as a school, you go away to that place. Some young people are nervous about going away to school, but others look forward to it.
What is the meaning of the verb knock over?
When you knock people or things over, you use force to make them fall to a horizontal position. The children were playing, and they knocked the lamp over.
What is the meaning of the verb go in?
When something goes in or goes into a place, container, enclosure. And so on, it belongs there, fits there, or can be put there. That dish goes in the cabinet next to the stove.
What is the meaning of the verb ask out?
When you ask people out, you ask them to go with you to a place. Of entertainment in order to have fun and spend time together. Being asked out by Tom was quite a surprise to Judy.
What is the meaning of the verb let out?
When you make a sound that shows your emotion or feelings, you let out that sound. Heather knew Jim was lying again, and let out a sigh.
What is the meaning of the verb turn on?
When people or animals that you had good relations with turn on you. They stop being friendly and try to hurt you. Wild animals don't make good pets. They can be friendly one minute and turn on you the next.
What is the meaning of the verb go back, to?
When you return to a place where you were before, you go back or go back to that place. Dorothy left the Emerald City and went back to Kansas.
What is the meaning of the verb butt in?
When you enter a conversation, situation, or place, especially a line, aggressively. Rudely, and without invitation / you butt in. I was trying to talk to MM at the party, but Bob kept butting in.
What is the meaning of the verb get over?
When something happens that surprises you or makes you angry. And you cannot stop thinking about it, you cannot get over it. The coach couldn't get over losing the state championship 47-0.
What is the meaning of the verb run up, to?
When you run toward people, you run up or run up to them. The prince didn't have any bodyguards. Anyone could have run up and attacked him.
What is the meaning of the verb make up?
When you make up your mind about something. Or make up your mind about doing something, you decide which choice to make or which action to take. I like both the blue dress and the red dress. I can't make up my mind.
What is the meaning of the verb warm up?
When the temperature of a thing or place becomes higher, it warms up. I set the thermostat at 80 degrees, and the house warmed right up.
What is the meaning of the verb get off on informal?
When you get off on something or get off on doing something, you find it enjoyable and exciting. Sally loves winter sports, and she especially gets off on snowboarding.
What is the meaning of the verb pick on?
When you pick on people, you continually tease and criticize them. Susie, you shouldn't pick on your little brother.
What is the meaning of the verb stay up?
When you stay up, you go to bed later than you normally do. Don't stay up late, tomorrow's a school day.
What is the meaning of the verb go ahead?
When you tell people to go ahead, you tell them to do something without any further delay or hesitation. What are you waiting for? Go ahead.
What is the meaning of the verb come on always continuous?
When you begin to feel a headache or an illness developing, you feel the headache or illness coming on. I feel a headache coming on. Do you have any aspirin?
What is the meaning of the verb look out for?
When you look out or look out for something. You remain alert for someone or something that is dangerous or important. When you tell people to look out. You are warning them of possible danger. Look out is the same as watch out. There's a lot of ice on the road, so look out.
What is the meaning of the verb get by?
When you get by or get by something, you pass something or someone while you are. Walking or driving even though it may be difficult because there is not enough room. Can you move all that junk in the hallway please? It's hard for people to get by.
What is the meaning of the verb get off?
When you get off a bus, airplane, or train, you leave it. You can't get off the train while it's moving.
What is the meaning of the verb think up?
When you think up something, such as an idea, solution, or plan, you use your imagination to create it. Maria thought up a great way to make some extra money.
What is the meaning of the verb work out?
When you work out a calculation, measurement, or other problem. You do the work necessary to determine the result of the calculation or measurement or think about how to solve the problem. Maria worked out how much paint we will need for the living room, 25 gallons.
What is the meaning of the verb wind up?
When you wind up an activity or event, you finish it or get ready to finish it. Wrap up is similar to wind up. We'd better wind things up here, it's getting late.
What is the meaning of the verb carry on, with?
When you carry on with an activity. Or carry on doing an activity, you continue it or continue doing it. She plans to carry on with her career after the baby is born.
What is the meaning of the verb do with used only in the infinitive form?
When you say that one thing has something to do with another. You mean there is a connection between the two. Don't blame me for what happened, I had nothing to do with it.
What is the meaning of the verb let inland to?
When an opening, such as a window, door, hole, crack, and so on, allows something to enter, it lets it in. The hole in the screen is letting the mosquitoes into the house.
What is the meaning of the verb lay down?
When you lay down a new law, policy, rule, and so on, you create and announce it. The IRS laid down several new tax regulations.
What is the meaning of the verb keep away from?
When you keep people or things away or keep them away from something or someone else. You do not allow them to come close to or associate with someone or come close to or touch something. That dog is dangerous, so keep it away.
What is the meaning of the verb hold on to?
When you hold on or hold on to something, you hold it tightly so that you will not fall or be hurt. Hang on is similar to hold on. Hold on to the rail when you get out of the bathtub, it's slippery.
What is the meaning of the verb grow up?
When you grow up, you gradually change from a child to an adult. I grew up on a small farm in North Dakota.
What is the meaning of the verb ring up?
When you call people on the telephone, you ring them up. He rang up Nancy and asked her to go to the dance.
What is the meaning of the verb shut up, about, informal?
When people stop talking, they shut up or shut up about something they are talking about. When you are angry and want people to stop talking, you tell them to shut up. Marvin talks and talks and talks, he never shuts up.
What is the meaning of the verb run down?
When batteries or machines run down or are run down by someone, they gradually lose power or energy. What time is it? My watch ran down last night.
What is the meaning of the verb hear about?
When you hear and learn information about someone or something, you hear about it. Have you heard about the new Thai restaurant downtown?
What is the meaning of the verb wear down?
When people wear you down, they gradually persuade you. Through persistent pressure, to change your mind about a decision. He wouldn't tell me the answer, but little by little, I wore him down.
What is the meaning of the verb start off?
When people or things start off a certain way. they are this way at the beginning of a process that changes them. Start out is similar to start off. I thought the movie was good, but it started off kind of boring.
What is the meaning of the verb go ahead, with?
When you take an action you have already considered doing, you go ahead with the action. I've decided to go ahead with my plan to reorganize the company.
What is the meaning of the verb beat up informal?
When you beat people up, you hit them or kick them repeatedly. Timmy got beaten up at school today.
What is the meaning of the verb cut back, on?
When you cut back, or cut back on the amount of money you spend less. My father said that we're spending too much and have to cut back.
What is the meaning of the verb go with?
When one item of clothing looks nice with another, they go with each other. I like white shirts because they go with everything.
What is the meaning of the verb call off?
When you call off an event, such as a party, game, or something else that had been previously planned, you cancel it. The football game was called off because of rain.
What is the meaning of the verb track down?
When you find things or people after looking very hard for them, you track them down. The terrorists were tracked down by Interpol.
What is the meaning of the verb pull out, of?
When soldiers leave a combat zone or an area where combat is likely, they pull out or are pulled out. Go in is the opposite of pull out. When Sergeant Jones saw the enemy soldiers getting closer, he ordered his men to pull out.
What is the meaning of the verb foot around, with, informal?
When two people fool around or fool around with each other, they have sexual relations. Even though one or both of them may be married to someone else or even though their families or society may not approve. Sally's father caught her and Jim fooling around in the basement.
What is the meaning of the verb talk to?
When you talk to people, you have a conversation with them. I don't like Bob. He talks to me like I'm some kind of idiot.
What is the meaning of the verb lead up to?
When you lead up to something when you are speaking or writing. You gradually move toward an important point by saying or writing information that will support that point. In his speech, the president didn't immediately announce that he would run for a second term. He led up to it by recalling the accomplishments of his first term.
What is the meaning of the verb make up, with?
When two people make up or make up with each other, they end an argument and resume friendly relations. Sally and Jim had a big fight, but they made up the next day. Mr. Baker said he won't make up with his wife until she apologizes.
What is the meaning of the verb care for?
When you care for people or things, you like them. I asked Sally to go to the dance, but she said that dancing is not something she cares for.
What is the meaning of the verb see about?
When you are upset about a change or a new policy. And you want to say that you will take some action or talk to someone in authority to prevent or reverse the change or new policy. You say I'll see about that or we'll see about that. Now they're saying I can't even smoke in my own office. I'll see about that.
What is the meaning of the verb go by?
When you go by a policy or standard. You use it as a reference or a guide in making decisions and determining your behavior. When you go by the book, you follow rules, policies, or laws exactly. Jim told me to do one thing, and Tom told me to do another. But since Tom is the boss, I'm going to go by what he says.
What is the meaning of the verb work out?
When a situation works out a certain way, it happens that way. When a situation does not work out, it is not satisfactory. She said that living with her in-laws wasn't working out very well.
What is the meaning of the verb open up?
When a new business starts, it opens up or is opened up by someone. Jimmy wants to open up a restaurant near the new office building.
What is the meaning of the verb believe in?
When you believe in something, you think it exists. Do you believe in ghosts?
What is the meaning of the verb put down, on?
When you put money down or put money down on something, you pay a portion of the cost of something you want. To buy to be sure that it will still be available to you when you are able to pay the rest of the cost. The real estate agent asked me how much money I want to put down on the house.
What is the meaning of the verb look at?
When you think a certain way or have an opinion about something, that is the way you look at it. The way I look at it, Congress is to blame for this mess, not the president.
What is the meaning of the verb hurry up?
When you hurry up, you do something quickly. Nicole has to hurry up if she's going to finish her work before 5 o'clock.
What is the meaning of the verb get by?
When something, such as a mistake or a problem, gets by you, you do not notice it. I've got a great editor, no mistakes get by her.
What is the meaning of the verb put out?
When you extinguish a fire or something that is burning, you put it out. Put that cigarette out immediately.
What is the meaning of the verb turn down?
When you deny a request, you turn down the request or turn down the person who has made the request. My request for a pay raise was turned down.
What is the meaning of the verb take off?
When you remove something from something it is attached or affixed to, you take it off. After Jane took the flat tire off her bicycle, she put on the new one.
What is the meaning of the verb run over?
When liquid in a container fills the container and goes over the top, it runs over. Keep an eye on the bathtub so that it doesn't run over.
What is the meaning of the verb pick up?
When you go to a place to get something that was created. Prepared, or left for you and is now ready, you pick it up. The garbage is supposed to be picked up before 9 a.m.
What is the meaning of the verb fall through?
When a plan, an arrangement, or a business deal does not happen or is cancelled. Because of a problem or because someone does not do what is expected, it falls through. The family reunion fell through after Dad got sick.
What is the meaning of the verb break up?
When something breaks into smaller pieces, it breaks up. When you break something into smaller pieces, you break it up. The meteor broke up when it entered Earth's atmosphere.
What is the meaning of the verb stick around informal?
When you stick around, you stay where you are. Can you stick around? We're going to have lunch in an hour.
What is the meaning of the verb run up?
When you accumulate a number of debts. Resulting in a total debt of a certain amount, you run up a bill for that amount. Calling your family every week from Australia must have run a big phone bill up.
What is the meaning of the verb con out of informal?
When you con people out of something, you persuade them to give it to you by fooling or deceiving them. That crooked mechanic tried to con me out of $547.
What is the meaning of the verb take over, for?
When you start to do a job or some work that other people are doing in order to allow them to. Take a break or because the previous shift has ended and a new shift has begun, you take over. When you assume an obligation or accept responsibility from someone, you take it over. We work from 4 o'clock p.m. to midnight, and then the graveyard shift takes over.
What is the meaning of the verb grow up?
When you grow up, you gradually change from a child to an adult. Growing up without a father wasn't easy.
What is the meaning of the verb put off?
When people put you off, they do or say something that offends you. Todd went out to dinner with Nancy last night, and the way she treated the waiter really put him off.
What is the meaning of the verb bring back?
When something causes you to recall memories and emotions from the past. It brings the memories and emotions back. Looking at these old pictures brought back wonderful memories.
What is the meaning of the verb stick up?
When you use a gun or other weapon to rob people, banks, or stores, you stick them up. Hold up is the same as stick up. Call the police. They're sticking up the bank.
What is the meaning of the verb stand up informal?
When you stand people up, you do not arrive at their house as you. Have promised or at a social event or meeting where you are expected. Heather had a date with Jim last Saturday night, but she was stood up.
What is the meaning of the verb cover up?
When you cover something completely, you cover it up. I covered the cake up so no bugs would land on it.
What is the meaning of the verb warm up?
When you allow a mechanical device to run for a short time before being used, you warm it up. When a mechanical device runs for a short time before being used, it warms up. You should always warm your car up for a few minutes before you go anywhere.
What is the meaning of the verb go down, to?
When a computer or computer network stops working because of a problem or because it has been disconnected, it goes down. If your computer terminal goes down, you can use the one in the next office.
What is the meaning of the verb heat up?
When something or someone makes something hotter, they heat it up. Sometimes the sun heats up the desert to 120 degrees.
What is the meaning of the verb print out?
When you make a computer write something on paper, you print it out. After I finished writing my letter, I printed it out and signed it.
What is the meaning of the verb help out, with?
When you help out or help people out. You assist them in doing some work or you lend or give them money or something else that they need. We had a lot of work to do, so Maria helped out.
What is the meaning of the verb get to?
When something gets to you, it bothers or annoys you, either psychologically or physically. Jim's constant complaining is really starting to get to his wife.
What is the meaning of the verb make up, of, often passive?
When people or things make up a larger thing, they together form that larger thing. When a larger thing is made up of people or things, they together form that larger thing. An airplane is made up of thousands of parts.
What is the meaning of the verb keep down?
When you keep the volume of noise, music, or conversation down, you keep it at a low level. When people are being noisy and you want them to be quieter, you tell them to keep it down. You kids can watch TV, but keep the volume down. Your mother is taking a nap.
What is the meaning of the verb wear out?
When something wears out or you wear it out. It becomes damaged or weak from use and age and is no longer usable. The carpet in the hallway wore out and had to be replaced.
What is the meaning of the verb cross off?
When you cross something off a list, you draw a line through it to remove it from the list. Crossing it off was a mistake.
What is the meaning of the verb clear up?
When you do something to solve a problem or misunderstanding or do something to cure a disease. You clear it up. Everyone was confused about the new policy, so a memo was issued that cleared everything up.
What is the meaning of the verb pay for?
When you give someone money in exchange for something, you pay for it or pay someone for it. Can I pay for this stuff with a credit card?
What is the meaning of the verb clean out, of, informal?
When people clean you out or clean you out of your money. They deceive you or pressure you into giving them all your money or spending all your money for their benefit. When an expense cleans you out, it requires you to spend all your money. A con artist cleaned my grandmother out of $50,000.
What is the meaning of the verb lead up to?
When one or more actions, events, or situations lead up to a final action. Event, or situation, they precede and cause or partially cause it. Several minor battles led up to a full-scale war. The detective said, Jake didn't shoot Hank for no reason, something led up to it.
What is the meaning of the verb punch in?
When you come to your workplace and put your time card in the time clock to record the time you have arrived, you punch in. Mark was late, so I punched him in.
What is the meaning of the verb hang around informal?
When you hang around doing something. You stay in a place without a purpose for being there or because you are waiting for someone or something. Bob's been hanging around the house all day. Doesn't he have anything to do?
What is the meaning of the verb take over? 4.
When you start to do a job or some work that other people are doing in order to allow them to. Take a break, or because the previous shift has ended and a new shift has begun, you take over. When you assume an obligation or accept responsibility from someone, you take it over. When Linda was sick, she couldn't care for her children. So her sister took over for her until she was well again.
What is the meaning of the verb hand in? 2.
When you give something to a person of authority who has demanded it, or because you no longer need or want it. You hand it in or hand it in to a person of authority. Turn in is similar to hand in. The drivers return to the factory at 5 o'clock and hand their keys in to the dispatcher before they leave.
What is the meaning of the verb fill in?
When people want or need more information about a plan, situation. Or occurrence and you supply that information, you fill them in. Something interesting happened while you were gone. I'll fill you in later.
What is the meaning of the verb hold out? 4.
When you hold out or hold out for something. You refuse to compromise in a negotiation and accept anything less than your original demands. The union spokesman said the union members would hold out until their demands were met.
What is the meaning of the verb burn out?
When a light bulb stops producing light because it has reached the end of its useful life, it burns out. These new bulbs are guaranteed not to burn out for 10 years.
What is the meaning of the verb get off on informal?
When you get off on something or get off on doing something, you find it enjoyable and exciting. Mountain climbing is what I get off on.
What is the meaning of the verb get to?
When you get to do something, you are allowed to do it or are able to do it. Timmy was excited because he got to ride a pony.
What is the meaning of the verb pay up?
When you pay up, you pay all the money you owe to a person. Bank, and so on, usually as a result of pressure to pay the money. I wasn't surprised when the insurance company refused to pay up.
What is the meaning of the verb live with?
When you live with someone, you live at the same address. When you say that one person lives with a person of the opposite sex. You mean that they live in the same place but are not married. Living with my in-laws is driving me crazy.
What is the meaning of the verb hang around informal?
When you hang around or hang around doing something. You stay in a place without a purpose for being there or because you are waiting for someone or something. I had to hang around for 3 hours waiting for the bus.
What is the meaning of the verb stand for?
When people or objects support, represent, or are identified with ideas. Values, or beliefs, they stand for them. This flag stands for freedom. He was a great man who stood for equal rights and opportunity for all people.
What is the meaning of the verb run up, to?
When you run to a higher level or place, you run up or run up to that place. If I'd heard the baby crying, I would have run up to his bedroom.
What is the meaning of the verb hand in, to?
When you give something to a person of authority who has demanded it or because you no longer need or want it. You hand it in or hand it in to a person of authority. Turn in is similar to hand in. The guard was ordered to hand his gun in after he shot the window washer.
What is the meaning of the verb look down on?
When you look down on people, you consider them to be less intelligent. Less educated, or from a lower level of society than you. Looking down on people because of things they have no control over is stupid.
What is the meaning of the verb clear out?
When you clear out a place, you remove things that are unwanted or in the way in order to make more room or to make the place cleaner. Look how much more room we have in the attic now that we've cleared all that junk out. The car dealer had a sale so that he could clear out some space for the new cars.
What is the meaning of the verb turn up?
When you turn up something, you find it or learn of it as a result of an investigation or search. When something turns up, it is found or is learned of as a result of an investigation or search. Despite a thorough search, the murder weapon still hasn't turned up.
What is the meaning of the verb brush off?
When you brush people off, you ignore them or refuse to listen to them. Because you are not interested in or do not like what they are saying. My boss just brushes me off when I try to tell her how to increase our profits.
What is the meaning of the verb bring back?
When you take something to another place and then bring it from. That place to the place where you were before, you bring it back. I told Tom to bring my pen right back.
What is the meaning of the verb hang around informal?
When people stay in a place instead of leaving, they hang around. Do you have to go or can you hang around for a while?
What is the meaning of the verb bring back?
When you take something to another place and then bring it from. That place to the place where you were before, you bring it back. Sally borrowed my blue sweater and brought it back yesterday.
What is the meaning of the verb track down?
When you find things or people after looking very hard for them, you track them down. I finally tracked down that book I've been looking for.